Rob G. So they the
Well,
women
you gonna remember what happened with this soccer team or this hockey team? The men and the women brought home the gold. We own hockey in America.
Take that, Canada.
That's our sport.
Take that for data.
It's our sport. We claimed it.
The goal is the first time since 1980.
I don't care.
Okay.
Stay focused. Okay,
Yeah,
we on the
the
now.
wrong stuff now, Rob.
We on the now.
We're so proud to be American that we got to take note of this. That the U.S. women's hockey gold medal winning team, emphasis on the gold, have declined an invite to visit President Trump's White House. Now, before everyone gets all hot and bothered, they did put out a statement explaining their reasoning why. I don't know if you believe it, but here's what they said.
What'd they say?
Due to the timing and previously scheduled academic and professional commitments following the games, the athletes are unable to participate. They were honored to be included and are grateful for the acknowledgement.
You know that none of that's true.
Man, that was masterful. PR 101.
Because I'll tell you this, and let's just be honest. If there's a different White House and a different situation going on in the country, it would be an honor after winning something for your country to go to the White House and have that photo op, and it's one of those lifetime memories. For them not to want to participate, it just speaks volumes about where the country is and the whole idea that they don't, and they're just trying to save face so I guess Trump doesn't attack them and call them all kinds of names like he does whenever something doesn't go his way. And I guess the guys are going, but all of a sudden the guys can go. They don't have any restraints or any other things coming up after the Olympics either, but the women can't
just
go.
the women. They have the scheduling
Which
conflict.
is fine, and I get it, and they don't want to make a firestorm about it, but I respect their right not to go. I do.
No, I'm 1,000%.
That's what this country's about. I hate when people do that. You have a right not to go.
You have a right not to go.
We've
Whether
seen
somebody
other guys.
agrees.
Tom Brady didn't go when Obama was there.
We've seen people go. We've seen that. I mean, Craig Hodges didn't go back in the day, the early 90s with the Bulls. Craig Hodges didn't go then. So people have either been going or not going for decades now.
And it's not to go to the State of the Union, which is tomorrow. That's what they're not going.
They're not going to State of the Union.
Right.
And listen, I think to your point, I mean, the scheduling, that sounds very PR.
It's just
we'll take
right.
them at their word, but it sounded very PR. I think the larger thing is, again, we're in a place where what used to be passable, like, hey, maybe I don't agree with this particular politics, I'm not going, is now fodder or backlash. Whereas it used to happen again, and it would be quiet. You wouldn't even have realized person X did or didn't go. There have been handfuls of athletes throughout the last 30, 40 years who didn't go. You literally didn't even know because it wasn't front page news. But now because everything is a slight, or everything is a spit in the face, or everything is the opposite in a glowing endorsement, one way or the other, that's where we are.
Yeah, I think everybody has their own individual right if they want to participate or they don't. For whatever reason, that's what this country's about. And people who, you got to go or it's disrespectful or no,
unpatriotic.
It's not.
I actually believe it's patriotic to practice your duty.
Exactly.
I mean, to your right to participate or not. You have the right, freedom of speech. You can say what you want. That is your, now the consequences may come, but that is your right. You can go if you want to. You can not if you want to.
And there's no political statement. It's just we're not coming. It's okay.
Yeah, and here's you mentioned the men's team when they won. President Trump, they had some things to say to the men's pertaining to the women too.
Cool, and we'll do the White House the next day. We'll just have some fun. We have medals for you guys, and we have to. I must tell you, we're going to have to bring the women's team. You do know that.
That wasn't a glowing endorsement. We're going to have to bring the women's team. You do know that, almost like, I hate to bring it to you. We're going to have to do this charitable thing. So I would imagine, again, scheduling conflicts exist, but that probably didn't feel good either, hearing it that way. Not like, oh, we're excited to have you, excited to have the women's team. We're honored to have you all. Come on up here. We'll have a wonderful event, celebration. That probably didn't help. That probably didn't help the cause either.
Rob G, what else? What was?
Well, the end of that video, because about a minute long, he says later, and I probably would be impeached if I didn't. So.
If he didn't bring the women?
Yes, he said I'd probably be impeached if I didn't invite the women.
And you know what? Now you see why the women don't want to go.
And that's what I'm saying right now. They I'm sure maybe they already have some strong convictions.
Maybe they don't want to be around Kash Patel. I mean, maybe that's why they don't want to come.
Is he not already still with them celebrating?
No,
he was turning up, man. I thought he was on the team the way he was in there. But yeah, this to me again, this is. I hope it's not considered a big deal, like you said, because this is their right. And again, it wasn't the warmest welcome when it sounds as if it's a charitable act. I guess I got to invite them. I'm only doing it because I want to get impeached. That doesn't sound like a glowing endorsement of come hang out and want to celebrate you.
They won gold too.
They won gold as well.
It should just be that.
Yeah.
I always wondered about this, and I don't know. When the Olympians raised the black glove in protest of what was going on in the United States.
Mm-hmm. John Carlos, Tommy Smith.
Yep. I think I would have been a part of that. And when they got sent home, and if I wasn't like one of those two, but a black member of the Olympic team, I would have gone home with them too. Because again, they didn't. This was their right. This was their moment, and they were sent home, and this kind of thing. It's deeper than that, and I think people should have the right to express themselves. We don't have to agree with everything.
Mm-hmm.
And in that time, what was going on back at home was pretty bad.
Now you hit the point, and that's why that 1968 meeting they had, where you had Lou Alcindor, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Jim Brown.
This was in Cleveland, right?
Yep, they all met in Cleveland. Who else am I missing? Bill Russell. You had all of them meeting there because they wanted to have this conversation. Do we boycott the Olympics? Do we go? Or what is your thoughts? Should we do this or not? Because to your point, we can go over these different countries and act as if we're celebrating and championing love.
And they come back home.
Meanwhile, my people are getting their heads cracked open at a lunch counter table. Meanwhile, my people just were able to vote a couple of years ago.
And then when we get back, there's nothing for us.
Yeah, and there's nothing for us. We're being harassed by police. Our children are being hosed down in the street. So absolutely, that's why those athletes were saying, I don't want to go for the pageantry of acting like things are great in this country. And goes back to Muhammad Ali in the Vietnam War. Go over there and kill people I have no problem with, I don't know, just to come home and be called the N-word and going through all of this. That's why I don't want to go to war, because I'm not even treated like, and as he talked about, African-Americans fought at every single war this country has ever had from the very beginning.
And disproportionate to our population.
100%. And yet,
like some people should do that. Whenever they say black people aren't patriotic, go look at the numbers.
Every single war, and like you said, the numbers are crazy. And
compared to the size of our population.
Then simply, once you're done with your time, you would think you'd be regarded as a hero, and it'd be the polar opposite. So I completely understand that.
Yeah, I don't think I would be able to partake, especially if they were sent home. And I'm going to be honest, when in Germany, when they didn't allow the Jewish athletes to participate in Berlin, I don't like we still went over there and participated. I don't think I would have been cool with that either. Like, if they made the team, they should be able to participate. Why are we still going over there if they're going to stop people from going?
If it's the United States,
yes,
aren't we supposed to be united? I totally get it.
It's very, very
because
deep,
you
man.
know why. As much as you have something that's like, all right, a line is drawn, and I have that same thing. Like, all right, this is too far. Like, we're not always going to agree on this, and some things will be confrontational, but here's this line.
I just believe it's like it's either we're in or together or we're out together. Like that. Oh, no, we're not going to let this person, that person. Even in the simplest thing, and I talked to my students today about this, even in a press conference. If I remember Lloyd Carr pointed out when he was the coach at Michigan, came in the start of a press conference, and he pointed to two Michigan Daily students and the late Drew Sharp, who was a columnist at the Free Press. And he walked into the press conference and he goes, you, and you can't ask any questions. And the rest of the people went along with the press conference. I was driving.
What was it?
I was driving because they had written a story, something was going on.
Yeah.
I almost drove off the road because I would have been like, I would have. Right. I'm not even lying, like
I know.
Stunting or whatever.
Yeah.
I would have stood up then there's no press conference, Lloyd. We don't want to hear from you. If everybody who's a working member of the media doesn't have the right, you don't have to answer their questions.
Right.
But you can't tell them that they can't answer.
I mean, ask.
And that they can't ask a question. And people went along with that. And that is what.
And well, put that on a T-shirt. People have been going along with whatever the it is for centuries.
No doubt. All right.
All All right, Rob. So they're watching us right now, which means another thing they can do is what?
They can subscribe. All you got to do is hit that button, subscribe to The Odd Couple for some of the best sports talk content in the nation.
Facts. And while you're at it, they can like, they can comment, they can share. Do all that for us. We appreciate it. Just do all that right up in here.